Hello? Hello? Come in and say hi. Hello, hello. Hi, Lane. Hi, Cynthia. I think Robin's coming. Anything in the world that you guys really have on your mind that you want to ask away. Yeah, you did it. You know, there's a wildfire that started today here. And I was like, oh, that's a good conversation piece. Mm-hmm. Have you guys watched any of the videos at all? Yes, maybe. It's nice to see you too. You have to tell Lori she's going to be so proud of you. I'm proud of you. Oh, we got somebody else. Come in and say hello so we know who's here. Hey guys, hey guys. Has everybody seen the videos or a good chunk maybe of the videos on this channel? Yes. Because I don't want to go somewhere in a conversation that's going to seem way out of left field. Unless you've been looking at the videos and it's like, oh, that is a little bit of a different perspective, you know? And that's why this interaction is really important, especially for women. Oh, I love that. That's really good. Cynthia asked, "How do you keep the fire burning in a relationship?" I love that you asked this during Leo season. Wildfire started today. So people can reflect the passion that you have for yourself. So your passion is easy to have. You know how you yawn and then somebody else starts yawning, right? Or you just start laughing really hard and the other person just starts smiling or just starts giggling like they can't help it. They just start to, go with it. So, same thing. If there's fire burning in a relationship, is like your burning passion within yourself. Having and wanting that fire, that passion within you. If you don't feel passionate in your normal day to day, it'd be hard for anybody to feel that passion with you. And the greatest part, by the way, on this channel is there's no like judgment or anything at all. Like there's no point in that. This is very just real conversation because the more that things kind of get to come up and get shared, then they don't have to stay like in, the dark anymore. And keeping things in the dark are things that help us get sick, as we know, right? So anybody who's had things that, whether it is cancer, heart attack, high blood pressure, it doesn't matter. All of these things are available in part because of a bunch of things that have never been spoken and never been brought to light. So does that kind of give you an answer or a reflection to it? Hi, Robin. Miss Cynthia. Okay. Because it feels like as soon as, you kind of say that out loud, and it's like, oh, you feel whether you feel, passion and fire within you. When you get really hot, then you got to get ice cream. But this is how you look at your life, you know? These are the things that we do over and over and over again because we want to either keep other people happy, mainly. We're doing the due diligence, of life. Like we're doing a great job, you know. But if we aren't doing a great job with ourselves, then none of that matters that much, because we're going to end up either sick or something at the end of the day. And that's not fun at all. Yeah. So I love that. Like that was just a really great way to open up conversation. Yeah. But this is, you know, kind of an awakened and enlightened point of view. Yeah. Yeah. It's very relatable. That's what I mean. Like, I'm so glad that it's like, women that are here because we do this to ourselves more in that way than men, generally speaking. So we get secret sickness and then we don't go to the doctor. And then, there's tons of things we don't do to take care of ourselves. And then it just adds up and adds up and adds up. And, that's not fun at all. Um, Okay, so the in the next question, speaking of conversation, what if you interact with someone close to you and notice they seem to have a negative outlook on some things? How do you bring this to their attention? The first question you would ask is, why do you feel the need to bring it to their attention? That would be first, because that's something you want to do. So what in that is that you want to bring to their attention? Is it Yeah, it's a great question, but this is how you kind of break it apart, you know? So when it's like, how do you feel about it? Do you feel that they're not noticing their negativity levels? But what does that bring up in you? Right. So their negativity is affecting you. What part of the negativity is affecting you? Because it can make you feel withdrawn. It could make you feel like there's negativity. Right. Sometimes it can be annoying. There's things that the negativity is bringing up in you, and that's why it's bothering you. Like it's not rubbing you the right way. It's literally causing like an agitation. Right. So to feel withdrawn is pretty normal and afraid to communicate further. And a lot of times, the fear of communicating further is because it's like, right, you're just going to shut down because you may not feel heard, is number one. And that goes right back to that normal, trained, silenced voice. It is a trained response for women to shush and not push the boundaries, not finish talking. And so, if that's what it's bringing up, is that what it's bringing up? Like that feeling of being withdrawn? Yeah. And so that's where that is. So that's the biggest part, is not using your voice. So to recognize not using your voice, you want to kind of put it to the side, and it's like, how many times do I not use my voice? And write that part down or acknowledge it or just say it out loud. How many times do I not use my voice? Then think about, keep going back, like from now. Like, is that something you did in other relationships? Right. In using your voice, exactly. Like, it's like you're this. So you're literally taught to be silenced. We're taught to be silenced over and over and over again. And it continuously shifts your attention, continuously, until you just want to like be quiet and you just want to tell them, can't you say something positive? And the reason is because you want to feel positive. Like you want to actually feel good. That's the reason all of this like really comes up, because you actually want to feel good. But recognizing all the different ways that you were taught to be quiet doesn't feel good. Like at all. Does that make sense? Yay. But that's really important, it because it just is. The more silent people become, not only does it add to sickness, right? You're talking fluidity, like emotion is water. We have standing fluid in our bodies. like it doesn't get to move. It changes the way that our heart moves, it changes the organs, changes the blood flow, all because we're consistently silenced for whatever reason it may be. And the reason is, like, it just doesn't feel good to us because we weren't born to be silenced. So it's not going to sit well. It's not going to sit well within your body. It's not going to sit well within your soul. Of course. That's it. Like, you're still taught to silence. And they say silence is golden sometimes. You have to know you're golden for that to work. And most people don't feel golden in their silence. They feel silenced, which is very different. And then all of that unprocessed, unspoken emotion stays in the body. And the peace that you keep from being silent is only for them, not for you. There is no peace in your silence to yourself. It does not mean that you have to attack anybody on the planet. They're just showing what we've been kind of trained to do. They are showing this is how we've learned to live. This is what our moms have done, our grandmothers have done, our aunts do. We are silenced and have been silenced for generations. I mean, we only got the right to vote 60 years ago or so. That's very silenced. So it's a part of everything. It's a part of the world over to be silenced. And it's just not going to work. So in order to get your voice back, you have to be very gentle with yourself. Yes, I mean, the negativity is it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit here. And this is the one that counts the most. It really doesn't matter about them. Once you get down to it and you realize this is the peace, this is the love, this is the golden light, you're worth protecting, you are worth investing in, that your life matters above all others. Not because you're worth more, but you have to be worth everything in the world to yourself. And I do. That's an amen real. Nobody can see it, but everybody knows what it's like to be silenced. And it's just not okay anymore. So just so, like, that's what this channel is about. The effects that are on the body, how to be able to speak and learn about yourself. How many times were you taught to be quiet? Even if it was in the kitchen, you wanted to try to help cooking, but somebody said you didn't know how to cook and get out of the kitchen. You're like, wait, I'm trying to learn. Any of these things could happen. And so you still quieted your voice and silenced it and stuffed it somewhere within. And the whole point is, like, not to judge, not to even judge them, not to judge yourself, because you just want to feel better. That's it. You just want to pull it apart. It's not worth it. They're not worth your life. It that doesn't fit. When you give your gold away to somebody else and tell them Please keep this for me and tell me you love me and give it back. They're not obligated to. It's good, right? You're the gold. You're the gold. It's all about you. And it's okay to be selfish because you forgot you. So let all these people teach you just how amazing you are. Like amazing, amazing. Let them show up in your life. And it's like, wait a minute, why do I not like negativity? Well, because I like positivity. Why do I like positivity? Because that's what I was born for. I was born for joy, happiness, positive. No wonder none of this works. It doesn't fit well. Who's giving me clothes that sizes don't fit? Right? You're the blessing. You were created of pure love, pure creation, to have the best life in the world. Nobody can take that from you but you. If you give it away, you can take it right back, right now, right now. It is never forever. Never. Sit here, enjoy yourself, love yourself. Like, wait a minute, I'm here. I'm meant to be here. In fact, I'm meant to be here and have anything that I want. I can smile whenever I want to. I can laugh whenever I want to. I can dance whenever I want to and not care what anybody says. Because you're meant to be here. And that's it. Yeah? You're the peace. This is not to be silenced. It does not make peace and create peace by you staying silent. It does not mean to attack or be negative or cause an argument to anybody at all whatsoever. It is your voice that you chose to silence, and it is now your choice to speak. It's your turn. Yeah? Hi, Robin. This is some amen stuff. I love it right here, you know? This is so amazing, right? Aw, you guys, my daughter Ava's here. Oh, she's in the room. Aw. My daughter Ava is so asking beautiful, enlightening questions. I love it. Because of her, I get to expand my heart awareness, my overall awareness. I get to expand what the next generation's going to bring, and I want them to have the best life. I do not want them to be quiet at all whatsoever. You know, they should love themselves. They should learn their voice because they're meant to be here just the same. And every time we do something better for ourselves, greater, because we love ourselves, not because we want any cause of any harm to anybody else in the world. It's because you love yourself. You love yourself because you're made that way. You love yourself because you're worth loving. You're worth loving greater than anything in the world. And if you don't love yourself, it would be hard for anybody to do so. And do not ever feel bad. Not about that, not at all, not whatsoever. Because right now, right here, this moment, this conversation, you can change immediately. You can love yourself, hug yourself the rest of the night. You can cry and say, I'm so sorry that I quieted myself to yourself. I'm so sorry I stayed quiet. I'm so glad to be here. Right? The present moment is the present. You're the gift to open in every present moment. I love it so much. I'm so thankful to be here with you guys, to share this. So tell me, guys, completely, is there more to dive into, like on that? Do you want to go into a different conversation or avenue of question? Maybe so. Well, the biggest part is if everybody just be kind to yourself tonight, right? How are we supposed to handle being unsure about something? Um, well, there's two different ways. If you want it to just be kind of general, like unsure about anything in general, then it's okay to not answer it in that moment. If it feels like it's coming from fear, don't do it. That's just an easy way. Because if you're scared going in, then it's going to be scary coming through. And you're just going to be just as anxious in fear for what the result's going to be as it is for asking. So if you feel complete ease about it, like it's just like turning on the TV, then it's really easy to do. But it's not for you to handle per se. Like, just feel into it. If it does not feel comfortable, you do not have to move forward. And understand what it is that makes you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, praying about it is very good. To just ask for guidance always, but don't do it from fear or feeling intimidated. Because that's the same as like being silenced in a way. Like you're doing it because you have to, but you don't feel certain about being able to speak about it. But praying about it, very easy. Writing it, asking, saying, hey, I need some guidance on this. But that's pulling it back. Like, this does not feel comfortable, and I want to look more into this. Does that feel like an answer that you can work with? Yeah, sometimes it is hard making decisions, especially if you're not certain in how you are within yourself. That's why all of this is super important, to get your silenced out to understand why, you feel silenced. Why do you feel hesitant? All of these things. And that's why it's so, just be so gentle with yourself completely, so that when you make a decision, it's it's easy. It goes with your flow. You're not doing it because you're trying to make somebody else happy, because you understand your happiness. You're not doing it because you're trying to get somebody to love you, because you already love yourself. You're not doing it because you're scared that if you don't do it, something else bad is going to happen. Life is going to happen. That's number one. Life is going to happen every day. There's a wildfire outside. I don't think anybody planned for that yesterday. There's life is going to happen. There's a whole world with 8.5 billion people on there. It's okay to take a breath and understand what it is, you know? If it's just gentle fear, like I'm not sure if I can do it, I do 1, 2, 3 jump. I know Cynthia jumped out of a plane too, but that was kind of the thing. We jumped out of a plane. She did separate, you know, but it was just 1, 2, 3 jump. Okay, explain the difference between fear and taking a leap of faith. Yeah. Um, so when we feel like it's almost like there's an anxiousness with the fear that if we don't do it, something bad is going to happen, whether it's to us or to somebody else. A leap of faith, like it's coming from you. You're not going to do a leap of faith for somebody else like that. That would be hard because it's their leap of faith that you would do, right? Taking a leap of faith is like, I know this job doesn't work for me anymore. I don't know what this new job is going to be, but I know that I love candy and their candy store. And it's just, that's taking a leap of faith. Faith has joy. It absolutely has joy. So that leap of faith is something that you are excited about. Anxiety and excitement have the same vibration, just one's negative and one's positive. So a leap of faith is exciting. Like it's about you and you're diving into yourself in such an amazing way. And then the fear feels like anxious, like you're tied to it. You're tied to the answer, you're tied to the question. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. Cuz that feels like you can get that, right? Thank you. Thank you. I mean, to be fair, with, Elaine saying, late husband made the decisions, a lot of times men made the decisions and that just made it easier on women to not have to make hard decisions. And I'm air quoting that because they're never a hard decision. Every decision is always made in the moment it's made in, and then the moment passes. That's it. We create it like it's somehow going to take over our entire life, and it's not. It's just this moment. It's very simple. It doesn't have to be the weight of the world. Even if you were to change a job, you could change it again the next day. You can hang out with one friend and then not see them again for a year and not feel betrayed or mistrusted or anything. You enjoyed that night with them. Maybe in a year later, you enjoy another one. You can't hold everybody accountable for how you feel or process or how you were trained to process things. You learn from them in a very observant manner. So even if we watched a bunch of adopted behaviors, including silence, like that's really big. That's why we're like it's so important to talk about it right now. Um, we watch it and we can't fault them. They just, they learned, right? You use power and money, and I'm air quoting that. A lot of people do use power and money to keep people at a level, to go and keep them where they want them. So it's going to take a bit to unfold that. So even in a regular house, right? If like the husband did the answers or the man did the answers or the dad did the answers, and it was just like this is where the authority went. So if you had an answer or not, it was almost irrelevant, you know, because it's they had the answer, so we just defer, that way. And so in a unknown way, it was a way to be silenced and not use, our intuition and guidance and engineering mind and, things like that. But it doesn't matter where it comes from. You just take it apart gently. Like, oh, that's where I learned that. That's where I learned that. Oh, that's where I learned that. And just be proud of yourself that you're even here and you're doing that. Well, selling your house and downsizing sounds like it's definitely a turn to make things simpler in your life. It feels like a huge mission to take upon yourself, and that's how we do things sometimes, right? We go into a big fret so that we don't do it. And that's why it's easier to push it aside. And it's like if I don't even tackle this, it'll just be better. That goes back to the difference of fear and a leap of faith. It really does. Because we're afraid of what we don't know, you know, and we don't see. And it's like, this could be so big, but maybe not, you know. Sometimes there's people that come and do like closet organizing. And so they will sit there and they go through everything and sort some of the things, and it's like this can be donated, and that there's people to literally help you downsize, but a lot of people don't think about it because they think of the overwhelming factor of it, and it's like, oh, that's too much, but it's not. We just perceive it that way. We break it down into small little bits, and then it makes it much easier, and it's like, oh, I didn't think about that you know Like if you want to paint your house and you're like, oh, it's going to be so much for me to do. Well, you don't have to do it. There could be a neighbor that maybe, wants to make a few extra dollars on a Saturday and it's like, hey, I'll come paint your house. Or I'm going to come organize this. Or I'll clean out your garage. That's great. Then you get everything done easy peasy, and but we don't think about these opportunities or ways of being able to see things in a different way, and we're used to that. We can be very much used to that, just like it being afraid to start a business or something like that. It's going to be so hard. Well, say it's going to be so easy and see if that helps. Yeah. I love that you guys are here. I'm so thankful for you. I want to know, like, tell me, is there any questions? And I'm so glad that you guys are here and saying that yes, an awakened place, because that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Elaine, so much. So pay attention. It's so funny too. As Cynthia asked about the fire in a relationship, and it's Leo season, right? So Leo's the lion, and they're filled with fire and passion. So it's funny how the universe and everything has a lot of telltale signs for us to pick up on. And it really is a simple way of showing guidance to us every day. And they're kind of plain as day. So, like I said, when I saw the wildfire, and I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. It's Leo season. And I mean, fires in one way can seem scary if you perceive them that way, right? Oh, that's fun. Virgo in Leo. Here we go. Um, but you need fire to churn the soil, to get rid of, dead wood that pretty much only causes fires anyway, and in order for fresh everything to grow. And that's how you create more oxygen, by having fresh trees to replace the dead wood. So, wildfires are, like I said, I know that they're scary, but they're serving a great purpose. And it's good for, the planet, for us. It's good to create oxygen. It's helping to clean up the mess that, we've kind of made. And so no matter what you see, from today, and especially until we do our next one, as much as you can, be thankful for the day. Be thankful for everything in there. Yeah, the Taurus is the bull, right? It sure is, like, ready to go. And but just be thankful for everything in the day. Thank you, like, to the close person, that brought up the negative emotions, right? To yourself, again, because it's not about them really. It's about what it's bringing up in you, and they're serving you. And so you're just like, I didn't think about how much negativity showed me that I should be much more positive, that actually the positivity or lack of positivity in my life is what's bothering me. And so it's so much easier to be grateful for those moments. Like, you wouldn't even think that that's a moment to be grateful for. But if you take it apart, then it's like, oh, I can see this, and I can absolutely have gratitude in these moments. You know, I didn't think that all of this in this conversation was going to bring this to this spontaneous, live stream where this question got to pop up. And if you understand that God's always working in your favor, then this little train makes a lot of sense, because it's all coming back in service to you, to find your positivity, to find yourself. And that's how, like, God is working on your behalf, to bring you here, you know? Yes, I'm going to be doing this again. I feel this is great for people to have and to share and to feel gentler to themselves. It's a different way of healing, you know, the body, our mental state, our emotional state, how we feel in life, the way that we interact with people. Um, I think it's just, I think it's very much needed for us to feel good, for us to feel better within ourselves, about ourselves, and to have a better feeling life. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Bible study is good. hmm The whole point, it's like, thank you very much. I love that this is so enlightened. I love and so grateful for you guys being willing, to have these, fresh and enlightened conversations. And thank you so much. Like I said, very much again, like coming in with what could be perceived as like maybe difficult conversations, but being able to turn them around and to make them gentler is even in itself, an enlightened place. It's like being able to just kind of, you know, take some of the weight off, right? And I hope Miss Ava got an answer in her question, being able to handle some things. Robin, I don't know if you got to pop back in, but thank you for being here. Such a pleasure. I don't know if my mom got to show up, but that would be wonderful. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Mwah. Unless there's any further questions, we can go ahead and wrap this up, right? I feel like um, maybe doing this every couple weeks. What do you guys think? Love you. Well, that's what I'm going to plan. I want to see how this goes. Sounds good? All right. And the videos that I'm going to be doing about the body, yay, thank you. So it's just an overview from a metaphysical explanation, um, explaining like the left side of the body being female, the right side of the body being male, the way that we can kind of trace back either particular traumas or things like that and how they get stored into the body, and thus it will present itself in different ways. So, whether it's the kidneys, whether it's the lumbar, and the tailbone and things like that. So it really is to just kind of awaken your mind, and instead of just thinking I'm sick, you're going to think, oh, there's something here that happened and that created this, and now I'm going to help unravel it. You know, those are in like some of the videos that I've been doing and posting on that. So that's what I want to do. And so these live streams are, being able to go in further into those conversations. So even if we talk about the heart and how it does that, if we want to talk about blood pressure, I mean, anything that you guys want to talk about, we'll go right into it, right into these. Yeah. Oh, and the light appeared. So, yeah, feels like a very enlightened conversation in that. But it even like swelling in your right foot, we can go and find a source as to how, that can be doing it. Yeah. But I specifically started doing videos on things in the body. I mean, that's the whole part, is to feel better, is to feel better, to live better. Yeah. Go from there, right? All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you. Dagay. Love you guys. Mwah. Thank you so much.